Live at 6, students are back on campus and so is testing at the Dome. Our Jake Morrell has more on how students are feeling about testing this semester.
And a stream of fires broke out just last night in Syracuse. Find out how the victims are holding up.
And Syracuse University has already begun celebrating Black History Month. Our Ronnie Perillo has more on a moving guest speaker. Syracuse University is feeling the impact of the Omicron variant as students return for the spring semester. Good evening, I'm Louise Rath.
And I'm Mariah Humiston. New at 6, we are 1 week into the semester and the numbers are rapidly changing. Today we are seeing a decrease in campus COVID numbers. Cases are now down by almost 150. There are currently 201 active cases on campus. Just 3 days ago, the university saw their highest number of cases ever at 345. This is the highest number of active cases on campus since August 2020.
And on the COVID front, SU is ramping up their testing protocols as students return for the second semester. CitrusTV's Jake Morrell is outside the Dome with more. Jake?
Thanks, Louise. I'm here outside the Carrier Dome where students had to get tested for COVID upon their arrival to campus for second semester. This is among many other COVID updates that the university has recently provided and over break. With the Omicron variant hitting the United States over the past 2 months, Syracuse University has made several changes to their COVID policies. Pretty soon after students left for winter break, Chancellor Kent Severud announced that the student return for second semester would be delayed a week, and classes would start on the 24th as opposed to the 18th of January. With the students coming back a week later, the university decided to open up the Carrier Dome testing site to the public for 3 weeks to help combat the sharp rise of cases in Onondaga County. Cases hit an all-time high over break, but peaked and have gone down since then. Onondaga County now has 129.3 cases per every 100,000 people, a decrease from just last week when there were 197.3 cases per every 100,000. Even with this slow decrease, cases are still at a near all-time high, so when students finally got back last week, protocols were different than when they arrived for first semester. To check into their dorms, students had to first get tested at Ensley Athletic Center, and from here, they got a red or orange wristband to determine if they had cooperated with testing protocols. Even if they were positive, they could still attend classes, but would have to quarantine at Sky Hall on South Campus. Some students say they thought it was a good way to make sure everyone got tested.
I feel like COVID's crazy right now, and I think it was efficient because I feel like if people were supposed to test after going to the residence halls, they wouldn't actually have gone. I think people would have not gotten tested, so I think it was a good idea.
Others said it made them feel safer when coming back to campus.
I thought it was easy, and it wasn't like it took 20 minutes, so it was quick. And then everybody got tested, and it actually made me feel safer, probably.
Students are now back in class, positive or negative, but we'll see how much things change as cases rise and fall throughout the semester. Louise, Mariah, back to you guys.
Thanks, Jake. New details on studying abroad. Syracuse Abroad is inviting students to spend a summer overseas. The Shine Student Center is hosting a study abroad fair for this year's summer programs. Syracuse Abroad staff will be sharing their SU study abroad experiences and walking students through registration. The event is set for tomorrow morning at 11 in the Shine Atrium.
And today is the final day for SU students to add new classes to their schedules. Tonight at midnight, courses for the spring 2022 semester will be finalized. Students have until February 14th to drop classes from their schedules and submit any religious observances.
The latest on New York State, it's not time for the masks to come off just yet. Governor Kathy Hochul is extending the statewide mask mandate until February 10th. The mandate currently applies to all indoor public places, businesses, and schools. The mandate was originally set to expire tomorrow.
And turning now to new details on a major fire in Syracuse. Members of the Fire Investigation Bureau say a propane heater sent a 2-story detached garage into flames last night. Just after 5 p.m., City Fire Department crews responded to the scene at the 400 block of Cortlandt Avenue. This was the second major fire crews battled in the frigid cold in just 24 hours.
Also happening north of Syracuse, police are investigating a series of burglaries affecting 3 local businesses in Liverpool. Video footage shows 2 men breaking windows to get inside businesses near the 100 block of First Street. The Sugar Blossoms Bakery, Freedom of Espresso, and Cobblestone Ale House are among the businesses affected. Police are currently searching for primary suspects.
Happening now in the southern tier, the United States Postal Service is investigating a disastrous delivery mix-up. A Binghamton University student ordered an Apple charger and opened up a box of cremated human remains. The remains were intended to reunite with the family in Auburn, Alabama, and the Postal Service issued a statement offering their deepest condolences to the Auburn family. Well, Mariah, now turning to the weather, it felt a little bit warmer today on campus, dare I say. I feel like today was the first time I've been able to take my gloves out of my pockets of my jacket and, go on my phone while I'm walking around campus.
Yeah, absolutely, Louise. Like coming into the second week of classes last week, I was dressed in layers every single day going out, and I was still pretty cold. And today was the first day I felt like I could go out and actually walk and enjoy my time walking from my apartment to campus and back.
Yeah, well, we're turning now to Peyton Spellacy, who has more on the weather we're seeing now.
Yes, you guys, I had a similar experience today. I was actually enjoying my walks to class. As you will see, it is heating up here in Syracuse, but just for today, but we'll get to that later. Right now, currently in Syracuse, it is 30 degrees. We're experiencing some light winds that do kind of cut through you, but if you have a jacket, you'll be just fine. We experienced some clear skies today. It was an absolutely a beautiful day here in Syracuse. Now, looking more into tonight, we're going to see that those degrees drastically drop to 15 degrees. It's going to feel like 7 though. Now that's when those winds are going to kick up and that wind is going to cut through you a little bit more. So if you are headed for a late night dinner or a late class, make sure to grab those gloves. Louise, I don't think you'll be able to not wear your gloves on your way back to your dorm today or tonight, but that's all I have for you guys right now. Back to you guys.
Peyton, thank you. And when we come back, SU kicks off Black History Month with an MLK celebration. Our reporter Ronnie Perillo has more.
And we have the latest with the ongoing trial regarding the killing of Ahmaud Arbery. Stay with us.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
They took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Live at 6, Sunday night marked the 37th annual Martin Luther King Jr. celebration here at Syracuse. Here now, Ronnie Perillo is about to tell us all about it.
Thanks, Louise. Last night, the son of Martin Luther King Jr. addressed the Syracuse community virtually. The event marks the largest Dr. King celebration on any college campus. It was an evening filled with performances, awards, and reflection. And we spoke today with the Dean of Hendricks Chapel, Brian Conkle, who says King was a leader in our world and impacted the Syracuse community when he visited the school both in 1961 and 65. During last night's event, the son of Martin Luther King Jr. delivered the keynote address. He struck a tone of unity and offered motivation for Syracuse students to use their voices. And Martin Luther King III concluded last night's celebration saying that we as a nation should be resorting to peace and not violence. For those who attended, the night was filled with inspiration to do good in society. Guys, back to you.
The latest on the trial of the man charged with killing Ahmaud Arbery earlier today. A federal judge rejected a plea agreement which prevents a hate crimes trial. Arbery's parents denounced the proposed deal and asked that the judge reject it. By rejecting the deal, the judge is considering the Arbery's family wishes at sentencing.
And California Governor Gavin Newsom plans to dismantle the largest death row in the U.S. over the next 2 years. Newsom imposed a moratorium on executions in 2019 and shut down the state's execution chamber.
Capital punishment was supported by California voters in 2012 and 2016. The move takes advantage of a provision in 2016 voter-approved initiative to speed up executions by allowing inmates to be moved off death row.
And the investigation into whether Donald Trump and other GOP members illegally pressured Georgia officials to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election could bring charges as early as the next few months.
And former President Trump's team has dismissed the investigation as a politically motivated, quote, witch hunt. The case's prosecutor, Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis, said to the Associated Press, quote, we're here to get the facts, get the law, be very methodical, very patient about the quest for justice.
And the NYPD is continuing to investigate the death of former Miss USA Chelsea Christ. Police say Christ died Sunday morning at the age of 30 after jumping from a building in Manhattan. On top of her 2019 Miss USA title, Christ was an attorney, fashion blogger, and entertainment news correspondent. Christ posted a photo of herself on Instagram the day before her death with the caption, quote, may this day bring you rest and peace.
And turning now to COVID, the FDA is granting full approval to Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine, meaning it has been reviewed as heavily as other common vaccines. The decision was reinforced by the evidence of 200 million doses administered over the last 13 months.
And though the regulatory distinction did not boost public confidence in the shots after Pfizer received full approval, regulators remain hopeful that this will encourage more people to get vaccinated.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is positive for COVID-19. Trudeau made the announcement over Twitter earlier today. The Prime Minister and his family are currently in isolation.
Trudeau provided an update today on Twitter, and he said he was feeling fine and will continue to work remotely. He also encourages Canadians to get their vaccines and booster shots.
Jeffrey Bezos plans to send humans to space as a tourist attraction. Blue Origin's New Shepard is open to anyone who wants to take an 11-minute flight through space. Our CitrusTV reporter Zach Richter looks at whether or not people are willing to pay Bezos' hefty price tag.
Open to the public. All one has to do is go to blueorigin.com, click Fly into Space, and sign up. However, will people be willing to pay the hefty price tag of over $250,000 per seat?
We don't have like that much money, I guess. But if I was like very rich, I would do it.
So yeah, the price point is really reasonable because if you're going into space for like having the whole spacecraft and like everything that goes into it, I think it costs a lot of money.
And then some believe that the price point excludes the low class and only makes it available to the wealthy.
I think it's excessive because that's honestly only attracting a certain crowd of people.
Bezos says if anyone has the interest, he encourages them to take the opportunity and sign up as soon as possible before spots run out.
You know, the most profound piece of it for me was looking out at the Earth and looking at the Earth's atmosphere. Every astronaut, everybody who's been up into space, they say this, that it changes them, and they look at it and they're kind of amazed and awestruck by the Earth and its beauty, but also by its fragility.
However, I also spoke with some who addressed their concerns about safety.
I think I wouldn't feel safe personally, but for someone that's like looking for that opportunity to like go into space, I think it's like a really good opportunity and they should feel safe doing it. But I'd want more information before I could answer if I felt safe or not.
Only time will tell to see how popular this 11-minute flight will become. Zach Richter for Citrus TV News.
Thank you, Zach. Well, stay tuned with us to hear more about the weather in your area. Stick with us.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back. Currently, we are looking at your current temperatures in the Syracuse area. As you can see, as we look up north, it's a little bit colder. We have 25 in Fulton, 20 in Rome, 26 in Rochester. We got the hot spot in Syracuse, which isn't usually the case because of that cold front up there with the lake. We have 30 in Cortland, and then now down here in the southern tier, we're kind of getting down to those colder temperatures, 28 in Ithaca, 26 in Elmira, and 26 in Binghamton. Now, as we look into tonight's forecast specifically, at 8 p.m. it's going to be 20 degrees, and we're going to see that temperature continue to drop throughout the night. We're going to see 16 degrees at 10 p.m. and 15 at midnight. There's going to be zero cloud coverage, so tonight you're going to see some clear skies, which is going to be nice, but there are going to be some light winds, so if you're heading to, as you can see right here, pictured Ernie Davis for a little bit of dinner, make sure to grab your coat and your gloves with a scarf because it's going to be a little bit cold out there. Now taking a look at your 5-day forecast, as you can see, we have some pretty different weather going on over here. Tomorrow we're going to see a high of 37 with a low of 29. It's going to be partially cloudy. Then on Wednesday we're going to see some more clouds with a high of 43, low of 33. Thursday and Friday we're unfortunately going to see some snow. But it's going to get really cold on Friday at 21 with a low of 4. Now, if you're rushing for your sororities and you're going to be walking around out there, make sure to grab some sweats and a jacket when you're in your nice clothes because it is going to be pretty cold. Saturday, it's going to heat up, or it's going to get colder, but we're going to see that sun back, so it's not going to be as much of some muggy weather, but it is going to be cold with a low of -1. Now, that's all the time. That's all the time I have for you right now. Back to you guys. Peyton, thank you. And Europe is facing another threat to their energy supply this year. with Europe already facing an energy crisis. Natural gas in Europe is trading at about 7 times higher than prices in the U.S., and Russia is exporting less gas to Europe this year.
This is raising anxiety about whether there will be enough gas for Europe to make it through the winter, and with about 1/3 of Russia's exports going through the Ukraine, the conflict between Ukraine and Russia leaves Europe in a vulnerable position if the situation escalates. So Noah, what is going on with sports?
Yeah, appreciate it, Mariah. Coming up in sports, orange is the new fast. And no, I'm not talking about Dino Babers' football team because there's a new squad stealing the show on SU's campus. I'll tell you what team is gaining steam and more after the break.
I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay. But remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
We are just 2 weeks away from the most romantic time of the year here in CNY, and I'm here to give out all the love to the athletes on the Hill. Welcome into sports. I'm Noah Searson. If you didn't catch my drift to start, by the way, we're talking lax as SU's best program starts a complete overhaul from a year ago. Former women's lacrosse head coach Gary Gate takes over the men's team, and Kayla Trainer takes a hold of a women's team that is set to win now. Inside Lacrosse released its preseason poll earlier today, and the Lady Orange come in at number 3 heading into the season. SU only trails last season's top-ranked Tar Heels and the same Boston College team that beat the Orange in the national championship game just a year ago. Expectations heading into the season are certainly sky high for first-year coach Kayla Trainer, but it won't be an easy road with 8 of the top 10 ranked teams falling on the Syracuse schedule. That journey for the elusive first national championship starts on February 11th as the 13th ranked Stanford Cardinals travel to the Dome. And it may be brisk outside, but on the ice, the Orange are just starting to heat up as Paul Flanagan has the Syracuse women's ice hockey team atop the CHA. And after a weekend series against Lindenwood in which SU outscored the Lions 10-4, they also racked up some awards. 3 to be exact for the Orange, starting with 5th-year senior Victoria Klemek, who earned CHA Forward of the Week for the 3rd time this season. Klemek netted 3 goals over the weekend and was a big part of the Syracuse offense alongside Madison Primo, who was named Rookie of the Week. Her 2nd award of the season comes after her pair of power play goals on Friday, which helped pave the way for a strong defensive effort led by 5th-year senior Jessica DiGirolamo, who is named Defensive Player of the Week. After her 2 apples, she owns the program record for points in her career as she hopes to lead the Orange to their 2nd ever CHA title. Coach Boeheim might want to take some pointers from Flanagan because Syracuse basketball has been far from impressive this season. In fact, Boeheim holds his worst career record at this point in the year, but it's not all doom and gloom as the Orange eviscerated Wake Forest by 22 and have a very promising schedule coming up. Looking at the next 3 games for SU, the average net ranking of their opponents is a whopping 134. It's an opportunity for a 10 and 11 Q squad to rack up wins amongst the bottom dwellers of the ACC, and it all starts against an NC State team that has lost 4 of its last 5, and according to Ken Pom, ranks 228th in the entire country in defensive efficiency. That should pave the way for a Syracuse squad that has drained the most threes in the country thanks to ACC's second leading scorer, Buddy Boeheim. That one tips at 9 p.m. on Wednesday night. And we'll stick to the hardwood real quick as the Knicks return to the Mecca looking to stop a 3-game losing streak. Good news for New York. The visiting Kings are battling a considerable 6-game losing streak themselves that has put them right towards the bottom of the Western Conference. Julius Randle has been the product of some scrutiny this season, but he's still averaging nearly a double-double, and he's going to look to bounce back against a Sacramento defense that allows 114 points per game. That burner tips off tonight at 7:30.
Noah, thank you. Coming up, we'll take one last look at your wake-up weather. Stay with us.
Of OTN to catch live Citrus TV news, live from Studio B and mornings on the Hill. On or off campus, watch OTN anywhere.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be?
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
OTN is on all your favorite apps: Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku. Search Orange Television Network or OTN. OTN has its best shows, short films, and Citrus TV on demand. Family and friends can watch OTN too. Watch the live stream of OTN to catch live Citrus TV news, live from Studio B and mornings on the Hill. On or off campus, watch OTN anywhere.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. We're turning now to Peyton Spellacy, who has our weather. Oh. It is still cold outside in Syracuse. We're waiting for Peyton to join us to give us our weather forecast. And yeah, I'm just hopeful that this week will finally be the week that I can continue to keep my hands out of my pockets while I'm walking around campus. Turning now to Peyton.
Hey guys, we are here to talk about a little bit of your weather. So it is going to be 18 degrees tomorrow morning. The sun is going to set at 7:21 to ring in February 2022. It's going to be pretty cold at around that time, so make sure to grab a jacket when you're headed out for those early classes. It's going to be cloudy all day, so not the best weather, but that's all the time we have for you right now. Back to you guys.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on Citrus TV News Live at 6. Be sure to follow us at Citrus TV News on Twitter and check out our website at citrustv.com.
I'm Mariah Humiston.
And I'm Louise Rath. For all of us here at Citrus TV News, have a great night.